Here's what you need to know when you're removing turbocharger on a Mercedes A-Class. The 1.5 diesel, which they also take from the Renaults and Nissans. As you know, turbo is at the back. It's a pain to get to, and I've not seen a video that actually covers the A-Class, so thought I'll make a quick video. So first of all, just take all of this stuff off from the top. So obviously engine tray, battery, air filter box, the air pipe that goes to the turbo, which sort of goes in here. It's a big cable mess, so you need to disconnect a bunch of connectors and vacuum hoses and whatever to get that little bracket out, so that you can get this pipe out. And on the bottom of it, there's also a pipe that goes down here. You've got a clip on there, you need to disconnect that. You'll have to take the ECU off as well to take the air filter box out. And for a bit more access, obviously just take out all the plastic crap for the battery. And you'll need to disconnect your boost hoses, both this one and this one, from the turbo. Obviously you'll need to take out those two E10 E-Torx bolts to be able to move these two pipes separately so that you can take it off. You'll also need to take this 10mm off right here. And then on the turbo, you'll have that little cover. You'll need to take that off. It's just held on by 3 10mm bolts or nuts. And then from up here, you will then have access to the clamp that holds the DPF onto the turbo. Take that off, pop it off, and also undo this one bolt right here. And there's going to be another bolt, I think, or a nut that holds it right here. I think that was for the heat shield that I talked about a second ago. And then down here you'll have this bolt that goes to like the cylinder head. You cannot actually take that out without taking this pipe off, but you don't need to take it off, just get it loose once you have the DPF off. And then that goes to the turbocharger. There's a bolt right here. So obviously disconnect your oil feed line, and you'll also want to disconnect, once the DPF is off, you'll also want to disconnect the little extension pipe for the oil return line. That's just 2 8mm bolts. Thankfully they thought of that. So it's got like a little extension pipe right here, and it's just 2 8mm bolts right here. Now the main reason why it's an annoying job to do is because these two bolts, you need to get to it from the bottom by taking the DPF off. It's like with BWs. It's got a lot of oil in it. So you'll need to come down here, take the under tray off, and you'll need to take your flexi pipe off, which just sits between DPF and over here. There's a clamping clip right here. You need to undo that, pop it off, and undo the 2 13mm nuts holding it on this side, and then you can just take that off. And then right there you've got your EGR coming in from the DPF. There's 2 13mm nuts. It actually pulled the stud on the top one, so it was actually a bit easier to take it out that way. But make sure there's supposed to be a gasket in between those two. Don't forget to put that back. You'll need to undo these two. Easier to do from the top. And right here, these clips, they go onto this. These sort of just sit around the DPF. It's hooked in, and then it just tightens in there. You've got 2 of those. You undo those 2 13mm bolts, and then you should be able to push the DPF towards the right side wheel, and then it will pop out of the EGR pipe will pop off. It will come out of the turbo, and yeah, if you need a bit more access like I did, because basically what we need to do is we need to push the DPF out the way, and then you see those two holes right there. That's where we need to get to with a long extension and a universal joint. So if you need a bit more space, you can take this little heat shield off, or just take that one bolt out for the heat shield, and then you can just lever this back. So you can lever these back a bit further, and it will give you a bit more space. And then once you've taken those two bolts out for the turbo, there are two nuts that go on here. You can then do the bolt or the nut that goes on here, but that one is a bit more tricky, because when you have the nut on there, it's at an angle, but because of the access, you cannot really put the socket on there straight. So what you need to do is you need to have, so you don't strip the bolt or the nut, you need to have a small ratchet with one of these small universal joints and a small 10mm and an extension. I don't know where I put it now, but you need one of these with a small 10mm. What is this? One quarter, I think. Yeah, 1/4 inch drive with a shallow 10mm and an extension on the end of it, and then that will take that one bolt off. And then once the turbo is loose, then you will be able to, well, you need to take that one bolt out right here, and then once the turbo is loose and is sort of pushed out the way, you can take this one, you can just wiggle this, so you've got a bit more space to take it out, and you sort of gotta push this oil feed line up, and the turbo will come out this way. Obviously don't forget to disconnect the oil return line and also the vacuum line that goes to the solenoid on it, or the actuator on it. And that's really it. Thought it would be much more difficult, but it's actually a simple job, just you need lots of different tools to do it. Now it's just time to put it back all in, new one, because this one is you can literally hear that. Yeah, so this is what I meant, that you need the universal joint, because that's the only way going to get that socket to sit on there straight. See? That's the only way. Otherwise you're going to be stripping or rounding off that bolt.